Hello everyone, welcome back to the Motivation Medicos. My name is Prince Tiwari and today we're gonna study about the classification of protein. So it is gonna very easy. For that you just have to watch this video till the end. One more thing guys, if you are new at our channel, so please subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon because here we replace long boring lecture and the books of medical into a short and easy. All you need is a pen, paper and a short amount of time. That's it. So without wasting a time, let's get started. So as you know about the protein, they are nothing but a biomolecule comprised of amino acid residues and joined together by a peptide bond, or in another word, okay, we can say that is something about a polymer of amino acid. So proteins are a polymer of amino acid. All right, now let's talk about the classification. So we have classified the proteins on the basis of function, so that is said to be a functional, and another one that is the will see the with the help of chemical nature and the solubility will also classified, and the last one will see on the basis of nutritional status. So let's start with the functional classification of protein. So to learn the proteins of the functional classification, you just need to learn this mnemonic I have made over here. It's gonna very easy. So the mnemonic is Thomas Girlfriend Rosie D'Souza carries sometimes rose and sometimes China rose. So what you need to take over here, you just take T from the Thomas, G from the girlfriend, R from the Rosie, D from the D'Souza, C from the carries, S from the sometimes, R from the rose, and you just need to leave this end, you don't need to take that, and S from the sometimes, and C from the China rose. So in the next slide we are gonna see what we have taken. So we just had taken T. So from the T we have a transport protein. So about the transport protein, as you know, okay, like we have a albumin and transferrin. I'm just gonna write over here albumin and transferrin. These are nothing but the transport proteins. All right, and let's talk about from the G we have a genetic protein. So in the genetic protein we have a histone. I think you have studied this histone in the chapter of DNA in 12th class, so you know very well about the histone. It is nothing but these kind of protein will we can see in eukaryote cell. All right, so the next one, that is the regulatory protein from the R. So the regulatory protein are nothing but hormones, and in the hormones like we have insulin. About the insulin you have studied about the insulin that is secreted by pancreas, and about it maintains the level of glucose. All right, and the growth hormone as well. So these are nothing but a regulatory protein. Now let's talk about the D. So from the D we have a defense protein. So about the defense protein, as you know, we in our body there is something that is about our defense system in our body. So we have studied, okay, in defense protein, that is Ig, or we can say the immunoglobulins. So immunoglobulins, or we can say in another hand, that is antibodies. So these are nothing but a defense protein. Now let's talk about the C. So from the C we have a contractile protein. So contractile protein are the responsible for muscle contraction. You have studied in 11th class about the muscle contraction. So there were two things, that is actin and myosin. Actin and myosin. So these were nothing but what, it was the contractile protein. So these two protein are responsible for the contraction, or we can say contraction of muscle. All right, now let's talk about the S. So from the S we have a structural protein. About the structural protein, as you know, it is forming the major component of our tendon, cartilage and bones as well. I'm just gonna write it over here, tendon, cartilage and bones as well. All right, now let's talk about the another one, that is the R. So from the R we have a receptor protein, and the receptor protein, it acts like a receptor for the hormones. I'm just gonna write over here for the hormones. All right, and okay, I'm just writing over here. All right, and the from the S we have a storage protein. So in the storage protein we have I'm just gonna write it, the storage proteins, that is oval, albumin, all right, gluteins, gluteins and apoferritin. These are nothing what, this is nothing but a storage protein. And the from the C we have a catalytic protein. So catalytic protein are proteins are also known as enzymes. So these are those enzymes, okay, catalytic proteins, all right. And in this, okay, we have a hexokinase, all right, glucokinase. I'm just writing over here glucokinase, and the carbonic anhydrase as well. Okay, I just have written over here. So these were the protein, okay, these were the functional, classification of proteins. So these you can easily learn with the help of these, with the help of this mnemonic. It is gonna very easy. Okay, from this mnemonic you can learn that, okay, this mnemonic, and you can easily write it the proteins, okay, from this functional. All right, now let's talk about the classification, okay, based upon a chemical nature of solubility. All right, so we have divided, okay, on the basis of chemical nature and solubility into three parts. The first one, that is simple protein, and the second one, that is the conjugated protein, and the last one, that is derived protein. All right, so one by one we are gonna talk about that. So let's talk the first one, that is simple protein. All right, so simple protein are nothing but it is composed of amino acid. As you know, the proteins are made up from the amino acid, or in another word, okay, we can say they are nothing but a simple protein. All right, it means, okay, they are composed of amino acid. All right, and it is also further gonna divide into two part, that is globular and scalar protein. We'll talk about that. All right, and now let's talk about the conjugated, or we can do one thing. Okay, let's finish the globular one, and then, okay, we'll come into the conjugated and then derived protein. All right, so let's talk about the simple protein, and in the simple protein we are going to talk about the globular protein. So globular protein, as you know, the shape of the globular protein, as you can say, they will be spherical, or many times you can see oval in shape. And the nature of globular protein, okay, many times, or you will see, it will be soluble in water. All right, it will be soluble in water. And in the globular, okay, we have a proteins like first one, that is the albumin. Okay, in albumin, okay, you can see these albumin, okay, in serum. All right, so I'm just gonna in serum. Globulin, okay, globulin is also, it can found in serum as well. All right, and glutellins, okay, glutellins, okay, you can see, or you can found easily in, okay, wheat. All right, wheat. Prolamines, okay, prolamines, okay, you can easily see in wheat as well, the same. And protamines, okay, you can see, or you can it is found in sperm. And the histone, as you know about the histone, okay, where it is present, as I told you before as well, and you have studied also about the histone in the chapter of DNA, in previous classes as well. The last one, that is prolactin. So prolactin, okay, you can see in agglutinin as well, agglutinin as well. So these were the globular protein. Now let's talk about the scleroprotein. So in the scleroprotein, okay, we have a three scleroprotein. Okay, all right. Or about the scleroprotein, okay, it is of or the nature of about this scleroprotein, this will be in the nature of fibrous nature. Fibrous nature, you can see scleroprotein. Now let's talk about the collagen one. So the collagen one, as you know, it is the structural component. You have previously studied about the collagen. So it is the structural component, and the presence of this collagen, okay, it will be triple helix. All right, triple helix. And it is the composed of glycine, as you know. And the last, now let's talk about the elastin. So elastin, you can see, okay, or it would be found in tendons and arteries as well, where you can see it, tendons and arteries you'll found, okay, you'll see in the tendon and the arteries, this elastin protein. Now let's talk about the keratin. You are very familiar with the keratin, I think you have heard many times about keratin. So it is found in skin and, okay, hair as well. So this was all about the simple protein. Now we are gonna talk about the conjugated protein. All right, so so there are different kind of conjugated proteins. So the first one is the glycoprotein. So when it is associated with the carbohydrate, so it would be the glycoprotein. All right, carbohydrate, carbohydrates. All right, but there is condition, carbohydrate content, okay, less than 4%. When, okay, less than 4%. It should be less than 4%. When it would be, more than 4%, so you can say this is nothing but a mucoprotein. All right. The association with the carbohydrate and the content would be more than 4%. So that, okay, it means they are nothing but a mucoprotein. Now let's talk about the lipoprotein. So when the, association, it would be associated with the lipids. All right. Lipids, it means they are lipid, they are lipoprotein. All right. The examples of the, lipoprotein, as you know, you have studied, okay, you can see in plasma, blood plasma, sorry, blood plasma, and in the blood plasma, like, HDL, you have studied about that, HDL, LDL. All right. And VLDL as well. All right. VLDL as well. And in the glycoprotein, I have, I didn't tell you the example of the glycoprotein. So in the glycoprotein, the blood group antigen belongs to this, glycoprotein. All right. Blood group antigen belongs to this glycoprotein. And about the mucoprotein, so in the mucoprotein you have, seen, okay, mucin in saliva as well. Mucin in saliva, okay. This is nothing but a mucoprotein. All right. Now let's talk about the nucleoprotein. So the association of, there will be association of nucleic acid. So it would be, I'm just gonna write over here, it would be nucleoprotein. So in the example, okay, examples are histone. All right. Histone. And about the histone, as you know, histone are nothing but a, you know protein as well. All right. And the nucleoprotein, sorry, and the nucleoprotamines as well, the example of this nucleoprotein. And about the chromoprotein, so when the association of this prosthetic group, okay, with the colored substance, so there will be a chromoprotein. And about the chromoprotein, as you know, examples, okay, you have studied or you have, heard many times, that is hemoglobin. So hemoglobin is the responsible for the color of that blood. So that, okay, it is said to be a, chromoprotein. And the cytochromes are also the example of chromoprotein, cytochromes. All right. Now let's talk about the metalloprotein. So when the metal incorporate with this, it means, okay, metals are like, zinc and iron, copper as well. When it would be, incorporate, it means they are nothing but a metalloprotein. Examples are like, phosphoproteins, okay, and you can see phosphoprotein, you can see in the casein as well. All right. So they are nothing but a conjugated. These all are, okay, conjugated protein. It means there will be, obviously there will be amino acid, but there will be a new thing, okay, will be added over here, that is non amino acid, and also said to be a prosthetic group. All right. And prosthetic group can be, differ, so that, okay, we have divided into these kind of protein. Now let's talk about the derived protein. All right. So about the derived protein, as you know, obviously it would be derived and artificially, and many process there will be, okay. So in derived protein we have a two kind of proteins, okay, the primary derived proteins and the second one, that is the secondary derived proteins. All right. So in the primary derived protein, okay, we have a three kind of proteins, that is the first one, that is coagulated protein, and the another one, that is proteins, and the last one, that is metaprotein. When you do the process, okay, so the for the very first time, okay, you will see the result, okay, it would be considered as a primary derived protein. All right. So coagulated protein, proteins, and metaprotein are what? Primary derived protein. Now the further process, okay, and the advanced process, that is, and we'll get the result, and that would be considered in the secondary derived protein. So we have a peptones, okay, in secondary derived protein, peptide and protease as well. So these are nothing but a derived proteins. All right. Now let's talk about the nutritional classification. So in the nutritional classification, okay, we have divided the proteins into three groups. That's the first one, that is the complete protein, second one, that is incomplete protein, and the last one, that is poor. So complete protein are, it means when, you will see the complete protein, so it means there will be a all essential amino acid. What I'm just gonna write over here, you can see there will be a all essential amino acid. All right. Acids, it means, okay. And what you can see, okay, in the examples, okay, what we have, the ag albumin. In ag albumin, okay, what you can see, there will be a all essential amino acid, okay. And the another example, okay, we have a casein, which is present in milk. Okay, it means okay, then in the milk of you can see there will be all essential amino acid and said to be a complete proteins. All right, now let's talk about the incomplete. So in the incomplete, okay, we can say when they like only one okay amino acid. Okay, if the more amino acid, so it would be considered in a one, more than one, so it would consider in a poor protein. But the one we are talking about, lack of one amino acid, lack of one amino acids. Okay, it means okay, it is considered as a incomplete protein. Examples are we have a pulses, okay, and many cereals as well. In cereals, so you can see there will be absence of a amino acid. All right, now let's talk about poor. So as I told you, more than one amino acid, there will be absent more than more than one, sorry, more than two, obviously one, it means it will amino acid, so they will be considered in a poor proteins. Okay, in the poor protein we have an example like gene in corn, gene in gene in corn, there will be absence of like tryptophan and lysine amino acid. The absence of these things, okay, will be there. So these are three kind of proteins on the basis of nutrition we have divided. So that was all about the classification of protein. As I told you, for the very first time we have divided functional, and the another one that is chemical nature and solubility, and the nutritional status. So we have studied okay functional. So to learn the functional proteins, I have made a mnemonic. From this mnemonic you can easily learn the functional protein. All right, and in the chemical and solubility, I have told you over here. All right, and the last one, that is sorry, not derived, nutritional classification. So it's very easy to learn or understand the classification of protein. I hope this video has given you the good understanding about the classification of protein, and maybe you will be able to learn all the classification of protein. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe our channel, hit the bell icon for getting new videos like this. Thank you so much.